Welcome to Insurance Alert Broadcast. I am Vivek Jain here, Editor in Chief. Today we are going to talk to Mr. Amar Joshi. Mr. Amar Joshi is Head of Sales and Marketing, SBI General Insurance. With him, we are going to find out how penetration of insurance can be increased in India and what are the steps SBI General is taking in this direction. So let's talk to him. So my first question to you is the penetration of insurance is very poor in India. What do you think is the reason and what is the way forward for it?
Yeah, I think we have had this question for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that a question remains a question for a very long time makes the problem even bigger.
Okay.
So I'm sure we all know figures that our GI and LI penetration is much lower than global averages, etc. And somehow, while the industries are growing, but that's not improving. Now, I can share some thoughts with you about what are the reasons and what can be done or what is being done. So, uh, having spent more than 2 decades in the industry, I have seen that at a consumer level, some of the reasons are lack of awareness and lack of knowledge. This remains one of the important reasons because we continue to say that it remains a push product and not a pull product. It still remains the fact that people wake up every day in the morning to buy something, but not insurance. So, awareness and knowledge is something which is a serious gap. And somewhere I think it's a responsibility of insurance companies, regulator, government, all of us collectively, the whole ecosystem to bridge that gap very urgently. The second reason which I see is the tendency of optimism and the tendency of procrastination. You know, Interestingly, it's a very convenient optimism that people have that, nothing happens to me, everything happens only to my neighbor. Okay, मुझे कुछ नहीं होगा, जो होगा औरों को होगा.
और होगा सही बात.
And in me and my neighbor, we both believe so. So that optimism, I think, is not rightly placed. And the second is the tendency for procrastination. Not now, I'll do it later. Initially people see this as a cost, that an insurance premium is a cost. People are wanting to put that money into savings or investment, and return on top of that is something that they want, or they like to spend this money on lifestyle. But securing themselves, buying protection is something on which people wish to procrastinate. As for example, in health insurance especially, we see that people say, oh, I will need a health insurance after about 45, because till 45 I'm young, nothing happens to me, so why should I pay premium now? Now, so this is unnecessary optimism and procrastination, I think, is the second reason. The third one is there has also been a culture that we have some family savings. There has been some joint family system. There has been a strong joint family system, and there is always a fallback on the family. Myself, my immediate family, or my extended family. In good times and bad times, because of values and tradition, people come together, help each other. So there is always a feeling at the back of the mind saying that kuch ho gaya. So there is a family or an extended family who will be on my side. Uh, Affordability also has been one of the reason for lack of penetration. That everybody may not be able to afford. There are people whose affordability is very low, and I don't think industry has done enough in finding the affordability problems or solutions so effectively. So affordability is one of the other reason which I will put. And the last but not the least is reaching out, distribution, the right product for the right customer through the right distribution at the right time at the right price. I think reaching out through right distribution is also something where there's so much of more work to be done. So I'll attribute these as the reasons for penetration being low. Let's talk about second part of your question, saying what is it that we can do. Uh, Opportunity is obviously huge. For general insurance, it's even more, even bigger. I think this pandemic should be treated as an opportunity to press reset button in many ways, to start a fresh race all over again and solve all that was not solved so far, or achieve what was not achieved so far. Because this pandemic has definitely created some impact on consumer awareness. I think everybody has now learned that things can go wrong beyond my imagination. Trouble can come from places where I have not anticipated. And there is always a need for plan B. I think this learning every human being across the globe has definitely acquired. And I think that must be that heightened awareness is something that industry must leverage to expedite the process of awareness. And I think that makes an interesting opportunity. The second one is, and this is unfortunate, like COVID is unfortunate, the natural catastrophes. Now we call them as NatCat. NatCat used to be a rare phenomena.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in last few years, India has been hit by at least two or more NatCats every year. Maybe cyclone Amphan, cyclone Funny, or few things that happened before. That's unfortunate, but NatCat from an exception is becoming a norm. And that is further creating awareness in minds of consumer that things can go wrong and I need to be adequately protected. I think industry must ride on this heightened awareness and solve this problem of insurance penetration. And the task is obvious: communicate, communicate, communicate. The second one is, I think, a lot of innovation in product pricing and distribution. Look at what regulatory is doing, some phenomenal work that they are doing. And some of the recent examples that I may quote is the regulator has gone to the extent of creating a health insurance product by themselves called
Yeah.
Arogya Sanjeevani. They made the product and say, just simply price the product and make it available in the market. So regulator is putting so much of effort, to create awareness, to solve the problems of mis-selling, and to make a common minimum product available across the industry, etc., etc. So I think these are all the steps in the right direction. Even on the, even considering the scenario of COVID, the Corona Kavach and the Corona Rakshak policy that regulator has launched are also steps in the right direction. One positive was that when we are offering this product to the customers, either they are buying this product, which are specifically for Corona, or they are saying that instead of buying a specific illness related short period product, when I'm out to buy, I might as well buy a comprehensive cover, which is long lasting, that I can renew for years to come for me and my family. So maybe, as per example, because we offered a Corona policy to somebody, he ended up buying a Arogya Sanjeevani or vice versa. So I think, problem is identified, solution are lying in the areas of product pricing, distribution and communication. Regulatory is helping us in a very big way. NatCats and COVID has created heightened awareness. So I think now is the time to push ourselves hard and solve the problem of penetration. Uh, we at SBI General, have kind of, revised our rigor to tell you whatever were our business goals for the year, which were defined pre-COVID. We haven't lowered them post-COVID. There are many players in the industry who have lowered their business
Yeah.
goals and business plans or revised them downwards. SBI General has not yet done that. And we believe that opportunity is only bigger now. And hence, to solve this penetration problem, we need to work harder, and we should aim higher now. So I think these are some of the reasons and remedies to the everlasting insurance penetration problem. But
Okay.
going forward, we should see definite surge in this, is what I believe.
Sir, coming to health insurance, basically that is the top selling product of any general insurance company, and even health insurance companies which are standalone. Most of the time, like as you said, keep people say I'll buy at the age of 45. But when I was talking to a lot of people, they say ki the premium, even if I join at 18, the day I become 45, I have to change my premium. The premium changes with the age. So they say ki why should I join at 18 or why should I buy a policy at 25 when the day I'm going to become 45, I have to pay the slab of 45. So don't you think there should be a product where if you join at the age of 18, it remains constant or something like that? I don't know what feasibility is. I'm not an expert in that, but that is a lot of complaint. Or when I talk to people, they say ki it's no incentive for me to join at 18 or buy the product
Yeah,
at 18.
so sounds quite familiar. I've been hearing this for a very long
Yeah.
time, and it's a
uh,
question that I answer for living. One interesting thing about this particular question, and the question is that if I'm 18 right now, I start paying, and when I turn 45, I'm going to start pay the same premium at 45 compared to a person who has started only at
at 45,
45.
yeah.
Then why should I pay now and not wait till 45? The question has the answer. The answer is that in that scenario, if you're asking that question, you are assuming that 18 to 45, nothing is going to happen to you.
Yeah,
I hope you're with me in that. Yeah. You're
I know,
assuming
sir.
that 18 to 45, nothing is going to happen to you. Now, if you're assuming that, then it's a valid question. Yes, you should wait till 45 and pay the same premium. But that's not the case. We have seen that health eventualities happen across age groups. Lifestyle diseases are increasing. Look at the unfortunate title that we have got as a country called the diabetes capital of the world. We
Good,
feel
yeah.
so sad about that. That's not the title that we want for us as a country, right? As citizens. But you got that title. Very young age, heart disease cases, cancer. Even COVID has shown that it can happen to anybody. We have seen that health eventualities happen to not just earning member of the family, but everyone in the family. Correct? So I think with this as a context, I don't think that should be the question that the consumer should be asking. However, I completely appreciate the later part of the point that you made, that we have to make it attractive enough for someone at the age of 18 also to find it relevant, contextual, and affordable. There has to be enough incentive for someone to jump that fence and from a non-convert to become a convert. There has to be enough incentive for starting early. Enough awareness has to be done so that we can convert them. But if the consumer believes that till 45 nothing is going to happen to me, and that's why I should start at 45, I think as an insurer, my job is that while I hope and pray that by 45 nothing should happen to you ever, but as an insurer, my job is to tell the consumer that things can go wrong. COVID has only taught us that one more time. Hence, everybody must be adequately protected very early. And yes, the job remains of making it bite size, affordable, easy to understand, simple to buy, and easy to claim.
That's right, sir. That's great. Other thing is, sir, ki, India, we are basically a big country, and a lot of our population, bulky maximum of population is into remote areas and smaller places. So, what exactly SBI is doing to reach to them? Because your real chunk of population is there only.
Correct. So we completely recognize this, more so because we are SBI General.
Yeah,
So, as for example, like banker to every Indian, we also want to be the insurer to every Indian.
great.
And then we all know, where India lives. We all know where Bharat lives. We know what is the contribution of rural in our economy. We know the social strata pyramid, and we know that people are in all stratas of the society and at all layers of the pyramid. I was talking to somebody and I heard this very interesting thing, and he said that one of the reason why rural penetration for product like insurance is low is because many a times as manufacturers we treat rural as a geography. But rural is not a geography. Rural is a segment. Rural is a mindset. Rural is a way of living. And that's such a profound statement that hit me, which is even helping me in my day-to-day work.
Correct.
So I think there is a significant opportunity. That segment from a manufacturer's point of view can be equally exciting, large, long-term, sustainable, and profitable if you manage it right, and hence not to be ignored. And we believe that any part of the country, if consumer has a need, at SBI General we have the responsibility, and that's how we look at it. So we are very clear, whether it's India or Bharat, whether it's modernist or the traditionalist, we have to make sure that we reach out to them and work with them. To put our strategy into actionable, we have done multiple things. As per example, internally last year, we started a specific central exclusive vertical rural retail. So in rural, we reach out in many ways. As per example, through our parent bank, we reach out to rural. We have RRB tie-ups, about 15 plus RRB tie-ups through which we reach out to rural. We also participate in the crop insurance, the PMFBY scheme, and through that we reach out to rural. In addition to all of that, for a very specific focus around Mission Bharat, we started a channel called Rural Retail, through which we have people focused on that particular market. We have innovated a lot of products. We have started a very interesting distribution channel. We are creating digital processes for that particular channel. And I think the progress is very, very encouraging. And I'd like to share with you an insight and how do we convert an insight into a solution. So as per example, with respect to health insurance, the insight was that if I am a small town guy or I live in rural area, and say as per example, I have a small job, everyone in the family is working in a small job or a small kirana store or whatever, and God forbid somebody is in the family not well, then that person has to be taken to the village 1 hour away to see a doctor, where you go, reach at 11 o'clock, wait till maybe 2 p.m. for your turn to come in. By the time you come back, it's already evening.
Evening. Yeah.
Now, because that family member is unwell, somebody has to accompany that person. And that leads to loss of wage for two people.
Correct.
So it's not just about getting healthier and getting the right medicine, it's also leading to a loss of wage for two people. How can we solve this problem? And hence, in one of the products that we have recently launched, we have introduced teleconsultation. So
Fantastic.
if we are able to save those two people's travel and loss of wage to the next village 1 hour away and solve part of their problem through a teleconsultation, I think there is a tremendous customer value proposition. Now, it may be a small ticket size and you have to build volumes, but that's how the market behaves. You have to work on large numbers, you have to make it small ticket size, you have to stay invested, stay focused, and build a significant volume there. There is
Fantastic.
another very interesting insight that there is a, say, a farmer. Okay, he is not educated, but he is good at his work. He does, great work for the country. He feeds us. He doesn't understand too much about insurance, but he knows that he has a tractor, uska insurance hona chahiye. He has a small house. Sometimes there may be flood, kind of an unfortunate scenario. He has to be protected. Maybe he has a bicycle. He has a family. Now he doesn't understand multiple policies to protect multiple
Handle.
risk.
Yeah.
What if we provide him one policy which can give him, say, accidental insurance, takes care of his household goods against, say, fire, theft, burglary, etc. Content of the home is insured, and maybe his bicycle lying outside is also insured, all in one product. So with this kind of a consumer insight, we created a product. So as I said, it's not just a geography, it's a mindset, it's a
Yeah.
way of living. So we deep dive, we understand, we identify consumer insights, we come back, we have defined these products. The other interesting thing is that in this channel that we have started, right from day one, 100% of our transactions are digital. There's no paper. And there are a few things that we are doing on our own. And then there are few things that we are doing through partnership, because there is a very large rural ecosystem that exists.
Yeah.
Hence, we don't need to innovate everything on our own. So few things we innovate on our own. For few things we leverage the ecosystem, we create partnership, and that's how we reach out. So I think it's a massive opportunity. Penetration is lower. It's a duty to reach out to small parts of the country and ensure our countrymen. And we have taken a fantastic start. And I think next 2 to 3 years, you will see SBI General doing some really exceptionally good work in that area. We are
Fantastic.
quite committed to that space.
Fantastic. Because a lot of time we have seen products are developed, but they're not able to reach to the people, those who actually needs, because of communication or whatever may be the reason.
Yes.
Fantastic, sir.
So I hope that
Uh,
answers your question.
yeah, I know. So because in my also experience, I have seen that so many products are there, but people don't know whether such products are available for them or not.
True, true.
Fine, sir. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for everything and telling us about SBI General. And namaskar.
Thank you for your time. It was pleasure talking to you, and take care of yourself. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.